Cholesterol sa katawan ng isang tao, para na tayong bulangan. Diba? Diyan ka na lang, kung gusto mong lumipat buhat dito, papunta sa PIC mamayang gabi, lalagay kita sa balde. Para dadalhin natin yung balde dun sa kabila, tapos dun ka na lang, di ba? So pag wala yung cholesterol, hindi natin ma-form ang ating mga cells. Mahihirapan ang katawan natin mag-function at mahihirapan ang ating katawan na i-maintain ang kanyang itsura. Okay. Ang maganda sa cholesterol is kaya itong biosynthesized. Ngayon, ano itong biosynthesized? What is this word? Anong ibig sabihin pag sinabi mo, yung nutrient na yan, yung amino acid na yan, yung bagay na yan ay pwedeng biosynthesized. Ang ibig sabihin ng biosynthesized, pag sinabi natin biosynthesized, ay kaya yan gawin ng katawan. Okay? Ang cholesterol ay kayang gawin ng ating katawan. Kaya niyang gumawa ng cholesterol, kaya niyang mag-produce ng cholesterol na kaya niya, na para sa kanya at kaya niya yun. Yun ang pinakamagandang gamitin niya. Ngayon, meron dalawang klase ng cholesterol. The good and the bad cholesterol. The good cholesterol is just small and it is sometimes called the high-density lipoproteins or the HDL, and the bad cholesterol are big, you know, the molecules are big, and they are called the low-density lipoproteins. Ngayon, what happens inside the body? Ngayon, itong good cholesterol, this is the cholesterol that is made by the body. Tama? The bad cholesterol are the ones from our food. Since the body can make its own cholesterol, since the body can produce its own cholesterol, you do not need to take it from outside sources. Tama? Kasi para ang nangyayari niyan, yung ngipin ng kalabaw ay para sa kalabaw. Hindi mo naman pwedeng nabungian ka ng ngipin, ang ipapalit mo, ngipin ng kalabaw. Tama? Masyadong malaki. Di ba? Ngayon, ganun din sa cholesterol. Yung cholesterol ng kalabaw ay malaki at yung cholesterol natin ay maliit. Yung cholesterol ng ibang hayop, yung cholesterol ng ibang hayop ay malalaki, yung cholesterol natin maliit lang. Kaya ngayon, ang nangyayari sa loob ng ating blood vessels, okay, ganito. Itong LDL o yung bad cholesterol, kalat dito, siging kalat doon, siging kalat, kasi malaki siya, di ba? So habang dumadaan siya, habang dumadali siya, nababangga siya sa pader, na gagasgas siya sa sahig. Kaya ngayon, habang nagpaggasgas niyang ganun, may naiwan na doon. Paggasgas niya sa pader, may naiwan na ulit. Di ba? Kaya ngayon, siging kalat siya, siging kalat hanggang minsan, itong HDL natin o yung good cholesterol, siya lang yung tagasunod at tagalinis. So susundan niya yan, yung kinalat ng bad cholesterol, lilinisin niya dahan-dahan. Okay, ganun ang nangyayari sa loob ng katawan. So there is no cholesterol in plant food. Walang cholesterol sa plant food, pero merong fat na tinatawag. Ngayon, minsan po, kasi tayong mga Pilipino, ang term natin, di ba, pag sinabi natin taba, taba na yun. Pero sa English language, magkaiba yung cholesterol, magkaiba yung fat, magkaiba yung triglyceride, magkaiba yung... Basta madami silang iba't ibang tawag sa family na yon, sa classification ng elements na yon, pero sa atin, isa lang, taba. Kaya minsan, nako-confuse natin, okay? So, walang cholesterol sa plant food, pero merong fat. Okay? So, why is it bad? Ano ngayon ang kinasama ng cholesterol? Diba? Why is this burger bad? Diba? Ang sarap-sarap ng burger. Ang sarap-sarap nitong Adidas, nitong Betamax, nitong barbecue, o isaw, Bopis, sisig, bulalo, at bulalo pa. Ano ngayon ang masama dyan? Ang masama dyan because it is not water soluble. Cholesterol is not water soluble. When you take cholesterol, di ba? When you take a glass of water and then you put blood in it, di ba? Kuha kayo ng tubig, isang basong tubig, lagyan nyo ng dugo nyo, haluin nyo ng siguro mga 10 seconds, ano na mangyayari? Hindi mo na malalaman kung nasan yung pagitan ng tubig at ng dugo. Kasi naghalo na siya. Tama? Tama? Ngayon, pag kumuha ka ng isang baso ng kolesterol, ilagay mo dun yung tubig mo, kahit maghalo ka ngayon hanggang Pasko at hanggang next year, hanggang sa susunod pa na Pasko, at tumigil ka sa paghalo mo, maghihiwalay at maghihiwalay pa rin ang kolesterol at ang dugo. Dahil hindi niya kayang isama, hindi niya kayang tangayin ang kolesterol na dumikit na sa ating mga blood vessels. So ngayon, ito ang normal, ganito ang itsura ng normal na blood vessels, at pag dahan-dahan nang nag-build up, dahan-dahan nang napagod, yung tagalinis mo sa loob ng katawan, dahan-dahan na siyang kakapal at magiging ganito na, before and after. Ayan, kita nyo, kumakapal na dahan-dahan yung cholesterol. Lumiliit na rin yung butas. Pero, pag nagkaroon ka ng ganito, hindi ka mamamatay. Kasi, sanay na yung katawan mo. Mataas lang yung magkakaroon ka lang ng hypertension o mataas lang yung iyong BP, pero hindi ka mamamatay. Ang nakakamatay, yung manipis pa. At almost, majority ng people ngayon ay meron ng build-up ng cholesterol. Now, the scary part is, of the 100%, of the 100%, 85.7%, 85.7% of those who get heart attack, pag ibig sabihin, pag sumabog na yung blood vessels mo, 85%, ang una niyang symptom ay death. Yun ang una mong symptom. Hindi sasakit yung puso mo, hindi ka magkakaroon ng hypertension, bigla ka na lang mamamatay. That's the scary part about it. Hindi katulad ng iba, di ba? Yung iba nakakaramdam pa, inaatake ako, ang sakit ng puso ko. Tapos mawawala. Yung iba, ang taas ng presyon ko, nahihilo ako, hindi. Di ba? Minsan kinakailangan nila ito. Pero 85.7% patay. Bigla na lang. Ngayon, pag pumutok yung ugat na yun sa puso natin, pag yung puso natin yung affected, you get heart attack. But if it happens in the brain, you get stroke. Diba? And the good thing about it is that it can be avoided. Ngayon, sometimes, yung isang meal mo, one meal only, one meal. It's not 10 meals, it's not 3 meals, it's not the whole, the account, you do not account for the meals that you have eaten for the whole week. It's just one meal. One meal can have a lot of cholesterol that can cause you the fatal heart attack. Diba? Minsan kumakain ka lang, nakakarinig kayo ng stories na gano'n? There are stories like that, di ba? Kumakain lang, biglang boom! Tumba na. Pagdating sa ospital, dead on arrival. Di ba? Now, it's sad. It's really, really sad. But the good thing is it can be avoided. Ngayon, according to Caldwell Esselstyn, Resolving the Coronary Artery Disease Epidemic through a Plant-Based Nutrition, meron siyang ginawa. Now, the white part is the opening. Yun yung highway. Okay? Ito yung highway nung blood natin. Yan. Kita nyo? Di ba ngayon, pag tumingin kayo sa medical books, o kaya pag tumingin kayo sa mga sa mga medical books, nakikita nyo, this is the normal, then this is the abnormal. Di ba? May mga picture na ganon. This is the picture of the normal hand, and this is the picture of the abnormal hand. Tama? Tama. Ngayon, what they did is, this is the angiogram, okay? Angiogram of the coronary angiogram of the left distal anterior descending artery. Okay? So they took a picture of the heart. Okay? Ginanon nila, dinikit nila yung machine nila doon na pang-angiogram at nakuha nila yung image. Now this image is not a before, this image is a before and after image. Okay? Kita nyo, di ba, ito ang laki-laki ng daanan, sabay biglang liit hanggang titingnan ko almost wala na. Ngayon, after 32 months, okay, ilang years yon? Almost 3, di ba? 3 years. After 3 years of a plant-based diet, okay, plant-based diet without cholesterol-lowering medication. Ibig sabihin, hindi siya uminom ng mga gamot na nagpapababa at nagpapaalis ng cholesterol, nagkaroon ng improvement. So, the same person, this is the same person, after 32 months, biglang lumawak na yung kanyang blood vessel. Ngayon, di ba, natakel na yung how to keep your endothelium healthy, di ba? That's why you should eat beans. That's why you should eat a lot of fruits, a lot of vegetables, and you should consume a wide variety of different kinds of fruits and vegetables. Diba? Tama? Ngayon, mabalik tayo doon sa una kong tanong kanina. Bakit natin kailangan umiwas sa mga ganitong pagkain? Bakit natin kailangan umiwas sa smoking? Bakit natin kailangan umiwas sa drinking na alcohol? Bakit natin kailangan umiwas sa mga pagkain na makakasama sa atin? Bakit? To preserve life. For us to be able to live longer. Tama? For us to be able to, reach maybe 80 years old, 90 years old. Pero para sa akin, those reasons that we gave earlier, just to keep our body healthy, just to preserve and keep the temple of God healthy, those are useless and futile reasons for me. Pwedeng humaba yung buhay mo, pero walang nangyayari sa buhay mo. Kaya para sa akin, for me, and I would like to share this with you, and I hope that the main reason, okay, why we keep our bodies healthy is not to live long, is not to, take care of our bodies, not to get sick. Diba? Why do you keep your bodies healthy? Just so that I won't get sick. But I hope that the main reason why we keep our bodies healthy is that even though we're 80 years old, we're already 90 years old, we're still out in the field and ministering to other people. Diba? Kasi useless. It would be useless. You reach 90, you reach 80, but you're already lying down. And I hope and pray that you will keep your bodies healthy. Keep your bodies healthy so that even at an old age, you will still be used. We will still be used as instruments of God. So, again, sana may natutunan kayo. And
do you have some questions?
Questions po?
7, 8, 9. Okay, look. Going back again to your endothelium. Those of you who just arrived and you're not really familiar with the endothelium, this is the endothelium. Ideally, we want the shape that looks like this, right? Alam niyo, to tell you honestly, I was looking at your endothelium last night, from the participants. The most healthiest endothelium is Pastor Sabang. Tigulang. He's very old, but he has the longest. Comparing to you guys, you're still young, you don't sleep, you don't eat, drink water, and your endothelium sometimes looks like this. Just small. And for some, do you have some abnormalities like this? And for some, they have like this. So we want this one, right? So we're challenging you just 3 weeks on a healthy diet, healthy lifestyle. You eat, you drink good water, you sleep right, you exercise, you avoid sugar, you avoid fatty foods, so that we can all have this kind of endothelium. When Mark is telling us, thou shalt not kill, it simply means you have to improve your endothelium. Do you agree with me?
Yes.
When Mark says, hey, you're killing yourself slowly, this one, yeah, you're still breathing, but later on, you can be high risk for many sickness. I've seen yesterday 17 years old, 18 years old, 19 years old, and the endothelium almost gone. And then I asked her, how long do you sleep? And she said, Mom, around 4 hours a night. Imagine you're still in your growing age and you only sleep like 4 hours. Yesterday, we were just looking and then sensing things. And there was a long line of participants. But when we look at the endothelium, amazing. It's Pastor Saban that has the most beautiful endothelium among those people who were in line last night. And he's so old already. Do you know Pastor Saban? Do you know him? Do you know him? You don't know him?
I know him.
He's an old guy. And he was the former president here in AUP. I don't know. Maybe because he's already retired as president. Huh? No, because he's already retired as president, that's the reason why he has good endothelium today. I don't know.
Mother, ang ganda.
Ha?
Pareho ni Pastor Sabang.
Yours is, how old are you po? How old are you?
81. I'm
81.
81. Yes.
Do you eat meat?
Sila. No.
Do you eat
Sometimes
vegetable?
fish sometimes.
Yeah?
Yes,
Fish
vegetables.
sometimes. What kind of vegetable?
Vegetables, yes.
May maintenance po kayo?
Gamot. Wala.
Wala. See? Sino tatanda ka to? Tingin kayo lahat sa kanya, mga kabataan. Ilan taon na po kayo?
81 po.
81.
Yes.
May power pa, ha?
Still sewing.
Yeah.
I'm sewing dresses.
See? So mga kapatid ko, mga kabataan, baka tayo hanggang 40 lang. Pag hindi nyo kinurek ang lifestyle nyo, hanggang 40 lang kayo, believe me. Actually, I had a patient, 7 years old, 13 years old, puro may mga sakit sa puso.
That is good for the country because we are overpopulated.
Good for the country because we are COVID. No, we don't want the Adventists to die young. It's okay for the sorry. Okay for the It's not okay for the Adventists because you will be ministering other people. We don't want that to happen. So again, this kind of capillary is suicide, slow suicide. Okay, slow suicide. You're not sick yet. No manifestation yet of sickness. But soon, if you continue following a bad lifestyle, you'll sick soon. Okay? Hindi, mga years pa naman to. Pero makakaramdam to ng sakit. And it's sad that if some sickness are irreversible already, yun ang mahirap. Okay? But I'm challenging many of you who have abnormal. You just trust. In 3 weeks of a healthy lifestyle, you'll be okay. Just 3 weeks. Even the endothelium. The endothelium is here, right? The capillary, and this is the inner endothelium. The inner layer is the endothelium. So sometimes some of you have some blockage here. Sometimes we can see some hemorrhage in the endothelium. Okay, so we don't want this. Now, let's try to answer first the question about beans. Because since yesterday I was promoting beans, and you say beans can cause arthritis. Tama o mali?
Tama.
Tama kaya o mali kaya? And then after that, we'll have a cooking class. Okay. I answer muna natin ang beans, ha? about plant-based? When it comes to other diseases, when it comes to cancer, can this help? Yeah, when it comes to diabetes, can fruits and vegetables help?
Yes.
Can beans also help when it comes to cancer and diabetes?
Yes.
Yes. When it comes to hypertension, can fruits, vegetables, nuts, and grain help?
Yes.
Yes. When it comes to hypertension, yes. When it comes to diabetes, yes or no? Yes. How about beans? Can it cause arthritis or can it be? Now, obviously, beans, it has so many roles when it comes to cancer prevention. Even for diabetes and heart disease and hypertension. But you know, people keep on wondering, how about the beans? Because I keep on saying, hey, the diet for diabetes is so easy. It's greens and beans. It's only greens and beans. Now, some of you would say, hey, take a wait. Yesterday, we were showing you the endothelium, right? And when we show you the endothelium, we keep on saying you have to eat beans. That's the reason why we were able to reverse our heart patients. You know, we had patients for bypass. You could easily reverse it if you increase the beans. And yesterday, we discussed something about the L-arginine. The L-arginine can improve the nitric oxide. It's just like a gas. It looks like vasodilator so that lahat ng masasama dadaan lang sa ugat nyo. But the problem right now is beans. People say that beans can cause joint pains. Is this right? Let's try to see first. In the book, The Proper Diet for Gouty Arthritis, gouty, when uric acid is increased, that's gouty. But you know what, you guys, you're not safe. You're not excused. Just last month, I had a patient. My patient is only 21 years old. She's a millionaire. He is a millionaire. Lalaki pala to. He's a millionaire. He graduated from business administration. And he owns he's the son of the owner of the Shell Philippines. It's not the Shell Philippines na yung mga petro na katulad ng petro niya. No. The oil rig in Palawan. So really rich. The only son. So here comes this person, 21 years old, graduated last March. Eh, nangyari, dahil kakagraduate ng March, yung mga nag-graduate dyan, wala nang gagawin, patulog-tulog. And then, nagginawa nila, naglagay ng ref sa kwarto, and in the morning, wala internet, hanggang gabi, internet, kain ng kain sa ref, he increased 60 pounds. From March to September, increased by weight 60 pounds. Ang bilis, ano? Hindi naman siya ganun kalaki, pero lumaki siya ng 60 pounds in few months. Ang bilis-bilis. And then finally, in November, hindi na siya makalakad. Because of the gout, more than 500 ang uric acid. Wow, ganyan na siya. And then the parents doesn't want to give medication. So I started handling his case. You know what? Just in few weeks, no meat. All vegetables. Aba, nawala yung pain ng konti. And here comes, for several weeks already, no pain. Aba, minsan na traffic. Nagutom, nakita ng Jollibee, pasok sa Jollibee. The next day, pilay na naman siya. Ganun siya. Kaya alam mo, ka-textmate ko siya, Auntie, there is pain. Oh, what did you eat? I ate. Few months wala na, and he keeps on texting me. And now it's beautiful kasi you can identify the diet. Talagang it is the meat. The diet for gouty arthritis actually in the hospital setup, those of you are nurses, you're familiar. The diet, we call it low purine. The word purine comes from protein. It's a byproduct, right? The protein synthesis. And you can see what is purine. When you look at purine, you would say, what are the protein-rich foods? And here comes the protein-rich food. Is this protein? Let's see, ha? I want you to answer para magising kayo. Yes or no? Is it protein or not? Okay. This one, is this protein or not? Yes. Sure kayo? Yes. Protein-rich food. Okay, is this protein-rich food? Yes. Ano to? Shrimp, crab. Okay. Shell foods. Is this protein-rich food? Yes. The dairy products, the milk and eggs. How about this one? Yes. Beef and pork, are they protein-rich food? Yes. How about shrimp? Yes. How about beans?
Yes.
Okay, when you say beans, these are what?
Protein.
What beans? When we say beans, it is soybeans, right? It's mongo bean, it's what else? Red kidney bean, soybean, red bean, lima bean, black beans, what else?
Lentils.
Garbanzos beans.
String beans,
Lentils.
mung bean, red bean, mongo, red mongo, green mongo, yellow bean. Ha? Mr. Bean!
Maggie beans. Maggie beans.
Bawal ang Mr. Bean at saka ang Mercedes beans, ha? Bawal yan. White kidney beans, red kidney beans, nuts.
Lentils.
Ano yung mga nuts?
Maggie beans.
Nuts. Peanuts.
Peanuts.
Nut na coconut.
Pili nut.
Billy nuts. Nut seeds. Cashew nuts. So these are all protein foods. Nut na coconut. Coconut is fat. Okay? Okay, so amongst the nut, hindi pwede ang coconut at saka isa pa ang donut. Bawal yan. Lalo pa kung makunat. Hindi yan. All the nuts and the beans are included. How about turkey and chicken? Are they protein? Yes. How about boppies? Oh. Yeah, they are protein. Now, according to science, when you eat your protein, the protein is disassembled by your digestive system. And let's try to disassemble. I-break natin, ipag-iilitin natin, palilitin natin. Ang protein nagiging tinatawag natin amino acids. Later on, amino acids become purine. Purine now is very essential in your RNA, DNA. But later on, purine becomes uric acid. In excess of the uric acid, it should be excreted in the urine. Lalabas dapat siya sa ihe if the diet is low in fat. But if the diet is high in fat, instead of going to the urine, going out through the urine, it will go back again to the system and deposit as uric acid crystals, maybe here, or here, or here, or here. For some people, it is worse. It is in the spine. Have you seen people in the spine? Pagka, okay, natuloy mo. It's still fine if it is just here. Okay? But if it is in the spine, it will affect the whole movement of the body. So, tracing the root of the problem, we can safely conclude that it is not just the purine that we are really looking at, but we would like to see really the amount of fat. Tama? So, pagka nag-advise kayo sa uric acid, dapat amount ng fat, titingnan nyo kung high fat. Yes.
I'm sorry, can you go slowly lang?
Slowly.
Kasi po maganda yan sa mga colportor na katulad namin.
Okay.
Thank you po.
Okay, the purine. The protein food. Yeah, sige, makakasulat kayo. The protein is disassembled by the digestive system. Disassembled, i-break niya. Yan ang digestion, di ba, pinapaliit. So the protein is break to small pieces. And then later on, that becomes amino acid. And later on, amino acid becomes purine. Purine is very important in your cell. But later on, this purine becomes uric acid. Now, inside the amount of uric acid, the uric acid should be excreted.
Still okay na gets ko na. Anyway, yes, mababa.
Yan, ginigising ko lang sila. Question. Good request. Alam mo, summa cum laude ko siya. Dapat pagbigyan ko. Unang araw pa lang, nandito yan. Talagang serious siya dito. Mag-lecture to pag-uwi di ba?
Opo, kasi
Lecturer na siya pag-uwi.
Opo, kasi sa mga LEs talaga, ma'am, very useful.
So, ibig sabihin, ito, paliit ng paliit hanggang maging uric acid. Ang uric acid okay pa, pero dapat in certain amount lang ng uric acid. Ngayon, in excess of the uric acid, it should be excreted in the urine. Okay, dapat lumabas sa ihe kung sobra. Ngayon, lalabas yan sa ihe kung ang diet low in fat. Pero kung ang diet high fat, hindi yan lalabas sa ihe, kundi nandun lang sa system, paikot-ikot yung uric acid crystal.
Sinupati.
I don't know.
You have medication, wala.
Meron akong medication yung colchicine, pero hindi ko yung
Hindi.
Masira daw yun sa...
Ang fat intake mo. Okay, minsan fat intake sa Adventist. Mamaya, pag-uusapan pa natin kung sino pang may kasalanan. Minsan fat intake ang dahilan. Okay, wait. Minsan, hindi lahat ng arthritis ay gout. There are some arthritis that are not gout. We call it sometimes osteoarthritis. Yung osteoarthritis, autoimmune minsan, hindi siya. Pero we're pertaining to gout right now. But again, they are related. Minsan, pag nag-inflame, pare-pareho. So, minsan, dapat ayaw natin na mag-i-inflame yung katawan. Okay? So, here. Now, look. So, let's continue, ha? Now, here, if you eat a high-fat diet, uric acid, instead of going to the urine, it will go back again to the system and deposit as uric acid crystals. Now, look. Why do I need to highlight internal organs? Amongst the food that is placed here, it's only the internal organs that has the highlight. Why do I need to highlight? Because internal organ is different from muscle meat. Have you tasted atay?
Yes.
When you chew atay, anong itsura niya? Di ba makinis?
Yes.
It's smooth. Now, can you imagine the composition of internal organs? It is muscle, it's smooth cell. Kung unlike muscle cells, siksikan, kita nyo, pinong-pino. Di ba pag kumain kayo ng atay, parang, ha? 10, 11, 10 and 11. Tinatawag na po kayo dun sa labas ng microscope. 10 and 11. Okay, so, smooth cell, siksikan, siksik na siksik. So when you look at this smooth cell, ibig sabihin compact cells to. Okay? Now, have you tried eating, ang atay ang pinaka-example, yung muscle meat, nasubukan nyo? Di ba parang buhagag siya? And if you want to not count the number of cells, definitely, internal organs has more number of cells, one muscle meat has lesser number of cells. Now, why do we need to count the cell? Because in the cell, there is purine. Okay? Purine is in the cell. So meaning, if you have more number of cells, more purine. If you have lesser number of cells, lesser purine. This is the reason why internal organs cannot be given to uric acid problems. Why? Because compact siya, siksikan, solid, concentrated. Kasi mag-isang size lang na hiwa, halimbawa, isang hiwa lang ng atay na ganito kalaki, at isang hiwa din ng baka na laman, yung muscle meat na ganito kalaki, eh yung internal organs, napakadami ng cellula, at napakadaming purine, compare sa muscle meat, kaya bawal ang internal organs. Unfortunately, ang internal organs, it mixes up with water. It is water soluble. Ang purine, water soluble. It mixes up with water. So I have a patient and my patient was really complaining, teka muna kayo mga dietitians, puro bawal. Bawal ang karne, bawal ang isda, bawal ang manok. Wala na kaya ako makain. Sabi ng pasyente, galing. Ang kinakain ko na lang kanin at sabaw. Eh, ito na naman ako sa hospital. You know, you have to trace the root of the problem. I started tracing. Teka po, wait. Sabaw ba po ng ano? Sabi ng pasyente, sabaw ng bulalo. Patay. Purine is water soluble. Purine goes to the water. Kahit sabaw na lang yan, na may atay, na mayroong internal organs, mataas pa rin ang purine content. Diba? Ang iba style pa, pinipiga-piga, pinipisil-pisil ang internal organs para maging mas malasa. That's the reason why gravy is not for you guys. Alam niyo yung gravy? Minsan, tama na yung, sabihin natin, Adventist na hindi naman vegetarian. Kumain ng manok. Sige, pwede naman. Leviticus 11 naman yun eh. Fine, good. Teka muna, wait, yung gravy, tinanong niyo ba kung ano yung gravy? Atay kaya ng baboy yun? Sige pa kayo pa-extra mga ng gravy. Wala, ang Adventist nahingi ng atay ng baboy. Alam niyo yun, totoo yun. Gusto niyo malaman kung anong restaurant yan? Ha?
Opo.
chickens? Ano nga yung chicken na nandiyan sa kapaligiran? Na umiikot-ikot? Hindi. Andoks.
Baliwag.
Ang andoks at tayo ng baboy, ano? Kain kayo ng kanin sa Chowking. Kunwari, vegetarian kayo. Anyway, congee naman yan. Yung sabaw kaya na congee, taba ng baboy. Tanungin niyo. Ako, tinanong ko eh.
Pero yung plain tofu, wala siguro
Yung plain tofu. Sikreto ko yan. Nakakakain ako sa Chowking. Plain tofu. Teka, wait ha. Waiter. Pero dapat very professional ka. Hindi ka nakachinelas, hindi ka papansinin eh. Mag-lipstick ka muna. Waiter, alam mo ba? Ano ako eh? Hindi ako kumakain ng pork. Pwede ba mag-order ng tofu pero bagong oil? Kasi minsan, yung pirinito ng iba sa taba ng baboy, yung pirinituhan ng baboy, yun din ang gagamitin na oil sa pamprito ng tofu nyo. Kaya yun, tapos alam ko ang lasa pag merong halo. Pero again, sabi natin sa lesson natin kahapon, to love is more important than just to be right, okay? Kung hindi nila kaya, better not. Huwag kayong magpakataray. Alam niyo mga Adventist, dahil nag-upgrade at taray-taray na, no? Karni nyo, ha? Restaurant nyo. To love is more important than just to be right, believe me. You should really be kind and you should really be gentle when you request food in the restaurant. We have already identified some of the restaurants that can really give you good food. Yeah, that Shakey's can give you, you can request. Yung mga seafoods, marinara, they can cook vegetarian marinara for you. And some restaurants, they can easily give you the puttanesca. If the puttanesca is just spaghetti with the sauce, there is more of tomatoes. Hindi nila lalagyan ng shrimp, hindi nila lalagyan ng baboy. And